Yo, it's SK. What up? And tonight we are going to talk about some very, very, very exciting things. This webinar here is on what would happen to your business if you added 5 people in the next week. This is the exact system that we used to have an explosive week where we absolutely set records on our team and did incredible growth in just 1 week, in one 7-day period. This is where I did very well financially. The team did incredible in terms of growth, and it was using this exact system right here. I'm going to give you the scripts. I'm going to give you everything that you need right here in this webinar so that you can then take it and make it your own and make it happen, most importantly. And it doesn't matter what company you're with. I've been using this same sales type of system for 15 years in internet marketing products, in several other industries, and in the MLM industry in the energy deregulation business. So, doesn't matter. Now, so ask yourself, what would happen to your business if you added 5 people in the next week? Well, here's the exact system that you need to use to add 5 people to your business. Now, in order to get this to work, there's 5 essential elements, very, very, very important pieces to make this happen. Number 1 is you have to be prepared. Number 2, you have to know what your message is. Knowing your message is critical to succeed because it has to be consistent the whole way through. Choosing and promoting your media. How are you going to get it out there? Number 4 is what do you say when you're calling the leads and when you're booking the reps? What do you say? And then number 5 is how do you ask them to join your business? So let's talk about the first one, which is being prepared. Number 1, most important part about being prepared is you need to understand this is really a life lesson right here. And that is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I learned that many moons ago from my mentor, and it has served me quite well in running businesses across the nation and in 4 separate countries building sales forces. So, number 1, if you fail to plan, then just plan to fail. Just, turn it in right now. You're done. You have to plan. Now, I'm not saying get analysis paralysis where you're planning too much and all you're doing is working on numbers and all you're doing is this. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I am saying if you fail to plan and fail to think it through and fail to be prepared, you might as well plan on failing. Number 2, it's important because it gives you confidence. It gives you conviction. When you've mastered the material, then you can speak with confidence. You can speak with conviction and true belief in the product. True belief in the service. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you're with a company or you're with a product that you really don't believe in, just stop it. Just move on. Do something else. Sell cars. Sell fireworks. Go do something else. Get a job at the mall. Work at Starbucks. Okay? You need to plan and you need to practice because that's going to give you confidence and it's going to give you conviction and it'll come across in your voice over the phone, which is important. It's imperative. I can't stress it enough how critical it is. Number 3 is a confused mind never buys. A confused mind never buys, never moves forward. What you want to do is minimize the disruption in someone's mind. And you need to think about this approach from the entire spectrum, from the first step, when you're reaching out in marketing to pull someone's interest, when you're reaching out in friends and family to pull someone's interest, then what do you say to get them to show up to the meeting or to show up to the webinar? Then what do you say during the meeting or during the webinar? And then what do you say after the meeting and after the webinar? The whole thing has to be planned out and you need to have it practiced so that you're confident and you need to believe in it and know it's right, know it's the right thing for them, know it's the right way to increase their income, know it and believe it with every bone in your body. I can't stress it enough. And then that'll give you the confidence to understand it so you can avoid creating confusion in that person's mind. Some people, they got a question about this, they got a question about that, they got a question about this, question about that, and as you're answering, that's causing confusion. You need to grab a hold of them and be like, whoa, listen, I believe in this. This is a great deal for this reason. These 3 reasons. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever they are. Okay? A confused mind never buys. You put a little info here, you put a little info there, you put a little info there. You're going to be so confused. You're going to be like, dude, I don't know. I got to think about it. But handling objections is another one, okay? Or another training, another day. So go to fasttrackwithsk.com or providentpowergroup.com to get more information on how to handle objections. Now, the fourth step, or the fourth thing about being prepared is you got to know your steps specifically. You got to know your scripts. You got to be well rehearsed. You got to know all the words that you're going to say. So you're going to because those things cause a little disbelief every time. Every time you hear an in a presentation, that causes someone's disbelief. Every time if you talk a little bit like this, or you're just not confident, whereas you should be on the phone like this, okay, if you're a little unconfident, that causes disbelief in their mind. So you got to be well rehearsed. You have to know exactly what you're going to say. You have to practice it, and you have to practice it. But you can't just practice the words on the page. Well, a good friend of mine several years ago pointed out in my trainings that, you know what, practicing doesn't make it perfect. Perfect practice makes it perfect. Okay, so you got to practice perfectly, and if you don't know how to do that, then you got to get some coaching. You got to call me, you got to call one of my guys, and you got to practice the script perfectly, and we'll help you do that. It's very easy to do. Number five part about being prepared is follow a specific schedule, follow a specific weekly template. Okay, to where you're always doing the same things. That'll provide you confidence, it'll provide you conviction, it'll provide you comfort, so you'll know, boom, Monday night, that's invite night. Sunday night, that's value-added training night. Tuesday night, that's a fast-track training night. Wednesday night, that's value-added training. Thursday night, that's value-added training. You'll know exactly what it is, so you can speak to it very clearly, okay? Next point about this, the second element to succeed with this program is knowing your message, confidently, knowing it. And so you need to know your scripts cold, and the scripts are in the training center so that you can download them. You got to know your message in your ads, because if somebody's calling you off this ad and you're reading this script, but you're supposed to be reading this script, that's not going to make any sense. You have to know exactly what your message is in your script, what your message in your ad, and it needs to be consistent the whole way through. And by the whole way through, I mean the whole way through the presentation as well, the whole way through the meeting, the whole way through the end of it. Now, I don't mean to make it sound confusing and hard, because it's not. It's super easy. Look at this message. Remember I said a confused mind never buys? So if you look at this ad, that we are driving our business, that we are driving serious numbers through our business, through 85 people in less than 3 months. Okay? The first sentence says earn $3,000. Second sentence says a week. Okay, third one says phone number. Next one says energy deregulation. You put that on signs everywhere. You put it on flyers. You put it on sticky notes. You put it everywhere. That's going to get phone calls. Why? Because it's simple. And not confused. Confused mind never buys. And they're interested. It piques the interest. So now when you know that, you need to respond. Your script needs to embrace that. So here's an example of the signs. I mean, just, raw, deep, dirty signs. I mean, there's nothing pretty about them. I just put them on the side of the road. Here's me putting them in a park and ride. Here's a bunch of them sitting in my front line. I mean, they're just cheap, dirty signs. $1 for the poster board at the dollar store, 68 cents for the stakes at Home Depot, and zip ties to hold them together. 5,000 of them for, pennies on the dollar. Okay? Cheap. Now, you need to, choose other options. Maybe you want to do some stuff on the internet as well. So you got the signs. Maybe you do some sticky notes. These are really cool. Right here, same exact message in the sign. And I just have a bunch of these sticky notes. Okay, my little stamp right here. I just got this stuff. And anytime I fill up on gas, I just take it off like this and boom. Put it on the gas pump. Okay, maybe that's how you want to do it. Maybe you want to do it on Craigslist. Okay, Craigslist is fantastic. It gets an unbelievable response. So when you come into Craigslist, you see the sales biz dev link. You log into your account. Here's my ads. You see, earn $3,000 a week. Earn $3,000 a week. You click on that. Here it is. Earn $3,000 a week with a specific phone number, energy deregulation, call for more info, and scheduling interviews. Okay? It's literally that easy. That's, all the messages in the ad. What's critical is the script is the same. The script is the same. Okay? So they call that phone number. They call that phone number and they hear, congratulations and thank you for calling regarding energy deregulations. Bill Gates has been quoted as saying there's no better way on the planet for an individual to obtain wealth at this time. By beginning your career in energy deregulation, you can earn as much as $3,000 a week, and there are many more aggressive individuals who at this time are earning more than that. You can work from home, part-time, full-time, create extra income, create full-time, fire your boss, and create a massive amount of wealth quickly. If you are ready to change your life and spend more time with your kids or more time with your spouse or get rid of the money worries and start living the life that you deserve, then leave your name and number after the tone ASAP. You must speak clearly as we are experiencing a tremendous amount of phone calls and simply do not have time to replay messages and decipher names and numbers. So speak clearly and leave your name and number after the tone so that you can determine if you would be the next life to change with energy deregulation. Very consistent message. A very simple script, very powerful and very inspiring, very impactful. Okay, that was some good work. SK. All right. So now, when it comes to choosing and promoting your media, a couple suggestions here for you. You gotta track everything. You gotta track everything. All phones lead to Rome. All of them. Road signs, you need a phone number that you can track on. Craigslist, you need a phone number that you can track on. You're doing YouTube videos, you need a phone number that you can track on. My recommendation is ifbyphone.com. Cost me $50 per month, plus $8 per line in voicemail, but I get to track everything. It's incredible. Let me show you a little bit about it. So here, I'm now inside my If by Phone system. Okay, here's a couple campaigns that I've run. You see, 353 calls, 686 calls, all kinds of stuff. Just by every phone number that is called gets stored in this database. So I can go in the back and I can go click, 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 upload a new message, boom, and it fires it off saying, hey, we got this great new promotion, we got this great new product, boom, 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 and that winds up on everybody's voicemail, winds up on everybody's system. So if they came through one of my phone numbers, in which case I have like 30 now, supporting the team, providing everybody with phone numbers, and it's costing me, $50 for the account plus almost $10 per phone line. So I'm spending $350 a month to support the team, but that's cool because I'm a team player and I get it. Now it dumps everything in here. So now as we're launching training next week, boom, 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 I hit send and it goes out to the team and says, "Hey, we have training to make a list." Okay, very important. And the way it works is really cool. I mean, you come in here, you go into phone routing. Okay, it shows here's all my phone numbers. We got some phone numbers for the Stumps, got some for Frank. We got a Spanish line. We got the Tavis line. We got David Blake in Sacramento. All kinds of Moreno Valley, Anthony Yarbrough, Joy Marvin. All these additional phone numbers, and there's more as well in the system, just to help people drive their marketing. Now, there's also the voicemail component, okay? And it's setting up the voicemail box. It's in the back here where you can see some of these are getting, Marvin and Joy's killing it, okay? Some of these are getting hammered, all right, which is great. And then you just come in and you can listen to the message that you uploaded. It's a great, great, great system. So instead of listening to the voicemail on If by Phone here, the system, you'll be able to download it from our system. And if for some reason you can't download it, then you can email me and I'll get it out to you, get the audio file out to you. Now, either way, I've given you the script already in terms of literally what the words say on the message. But that's a little bit about If by Phone. You can come in here and you can do reporting, you can do broadcasts, you can do these surveys, you can do all kinds of stuff. It's a really, really, really a great program, and it's done very well for us because it captures every phone number that comes in the system. So I recommend If by Phone, and if you need some help with that, then you can contact me. Okay. Now, let's assume that this has worked. Okay, you've taken down the ads, you've got your unique phone number in there which tracks it, so you can do everything that I just talked about. and somebody sees that ad or they see that sign and they call in. Okay, you write down the number and you call them back. Okay, so when you're calling your leads, you can download the actual script that I use in this webinar training format. So download that. Okay, so you can literally see all the scripts that we use, and you can contact me and I can refine it with you. But I want you to have that. Really, really, really download that and look at that, because it's exactly what we say on the phone, and it's exactly what we said in our biggest week, which was incredible. Okay? Now, you really need to understand the most important thing when you're calling these people is confidence, conviction, and enthusiasm. I promise you, the second bullet on my screen is the reality. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Critical for you to understand. You have to mind and you have to take note of your voice inflections. If you say to someone, you know, what do you do? That's saying, you know, what do you do? But if you say to someone, what do you do? That's taking an interest in what it is that they do. Okay? If you say, what do you do? That's like confusion. I don't understand what it is that you do. So you have to pay attention to your voice inflections. It's very important. And we can coach you through these things. Next thing is you got to mind your pauses. You got to mind your weaknesses. You got to mind your softness, your volume level. When all else fails, talk loud and talk fast. When you need to control the conversation, pause. And begin to speak again. Because it's really important that you understand exactly what I'm trying to say. So the power of pause is phenomenal. It's unbelievable, particularly over the phone. Very, 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 very important. Next is you want to be busy. You want to be happening. Things are going. Things are growing. This is an incredible opportunity of a lifetime. And you've got the script. You can download the script inside the system. Download the script and start going through it. I'm not gonna do an entire webinar on this coaching you how to read the script right now. That would be saved for, a private session, or I can do a webinar on another day. But today, right now, is understanding the system and how it works. Okay, and so far what you've seen is you got to be prepared. You got to know the message that's going to be in your ad. You got to know where you're going to post it, how you're going to put it out there. You need to have the phone system to track it. And now you need to not only know what to say, but how to say it. So I've given you what to say. You can download that. But you need to know how to say. You want to be busy. Now, you want to be professional and accommodating. You do not want to be available. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Catch me anytime. Oh, yeah, that's great. No problem. Call me back. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll talk to you in 5 minutes. Sure, I'll catch you in 40 minutes. Definitely don't want to be that. Okay, absolutely not. You want to be busy. You want to be happening. This business is exploding. It's going out of control. You want to be confident. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, very, very, very important that you understand that. Now, let's talk about what happens on the phone call and what's the system. Okay, the system is they have called into the phone system, left a voicemail with their name and phone number. You've downloaded that name and phone number, and you've called them back. You have the script. You're ready. You understand it. You're confident. Your conviction. You can read through it, confidently. And then, but you need to understand the objective of that script is a second phone call, is a second webinar, is a second meeting. It's a second one-to-one session. The objective of the phone call is not at this moment to close somebody and get them to join your business. That is not the purpose. You always book reps into a second step. Whatever that second step is up to you. We use meetings and we use webinars and we use one-to-one phone calls. Okay? Number 2, no one call closes. It doesn't work. People have price objections. They have confused mind objections. They have who are you objections. They have credibility objections. They have trust objections. All kinds of stuff. So you need the second step. So because then they've talked to you, you've built some rapport, third bullet, you understand their needs specifically for them, and now you set up a second call. And in between those two phone calls, something miraculous happens. You change from this guy who's got some crazy ad saying I can make $3,000 a week to this guy that might have an opportunity for someone. Their mind literally changes. Their mind changes. and move some skepticism to curiosity. It's the weirdest thing ever. But it's happening because they're thinking about it. They're building trust. You've built a relationship. You've built some rapport. So they're beginning to trust. People want help. People want opportunity. So since you didn't try to slam them right then and there on the first phone call, you're not necessarily a bad guy. Well, I'll go and I'll check it out. I'll see what it is. And as long as it doesn't cost me anything, I might do it. Okay, we've heard that hundreds of times, right? But that's what happens. Literally, the second step is one of the key components. The phone tracking system is one of the key components. The simplicity of the message and the synchronicity of the script being the same, and then the synchronicity of the content on your phone call, your script that you read, and then the breaking up of the step. Those are all critical components that make this system work. And this system absolutely will work. So you set up the phone call. Second step could be anything. Could be a meeting. Could be a webinar. Could be another phone session. You can do a three-way, bring somebody else in, one-to-one phone call. My favorite is taking them to a website, is calling them, getting them on the phone, staying in control of the process. This is an appointment. Okay? This is an appointment. Being in control, okay, of it. And getting on the phone with them and walking them through it. Well, here, I'll explain more in just a second. Okay, so now let's talk about the end of the first phone call, which is setting the appointment, which is the most important part. First thing you got to understand is that a 30, 40, 50% show ratio to these appointments is normal when you're beginning. Until you're at the point where you can speak confidently, you really know what you're saying, you really believe what you're saying, you have conviction in it, the words are easy, you avoid confusion, you avoid saying, implying things that are unintended. Once you get to that point, your show rate will go up to 70, 80, 100%. But until you get to that point, 30% is kind of the norm. Then you go to 40%, then you go to 50%. And when you need help in that space, you can reach out to one of us to help you. Now, when you're setting the appointment, at the end of the first call, a couple things have to happen this way, this specific way to get the system to work. Number one is you have to use the alternate close when it comes to the appointment. You need to know what days you have your meetings, what days you have your webinars, what your schedule is, because you use the same schedule every week. Okay? And then you use the alternate close. And the alternate close is a choice. Is it Monday or Tuesday better for you? Are days better for you or evenings better for you? Because what happens is the mind goes, evenings. If I say, hey, when do you want to get together? You're like, oh, I don't know, a couple weeks from now. But if I say, days usually better for you or evenings better for you? I'll go, evenings. Okay, great. Is Monday better for you or Tuesday? Monday's better for me. Tuesday, I got soccer. Tuesday, I got this. Okay? Okay, great. On Tuesday, I can do 6 o'clock or I can do 8 o'clock. Which one's better for you? I'll take the 8 o'clock. Great. And then I tie it down. Are you sure? Are you sure? And this is really important. We've got, a lot of people that want to look at this. I mean, this is a huge opportunity, and I have a limited number of seats. And if I put you in one of these seats, that means that I can't put someone else in that seat. And then if you don't show up, that means somebody else's career was, ruined or just lost. And you wouldn't want that to happen to you, right? Okay? Build value, limited number of seats, which is true. I eliminate the webinars to 25 seats. Our office is only so big. Someone's house is only so big. Limited seats apply. The last element is to build the sense of urgency. You got to get in this position. You got to get in this. We are growing like wildfire. This is exploding. People want to be part of something that's bigger than they are. They want to be involved. They want to be part of something that's bigger than they are, and that's inspiring and that's exciting. Okay? So it's very important that you understand that. So now, when you're ending that phone call, you'll simply say, we need to set up a time now when you can be in front of your computer connected to the internet. Is that possible? Yes, it is, Scott. Do you have a computer with speakers and high-speed internet? Yes, I do, Scott. Great. Okay, great. Well, when would be the best times? Are mornings or afternoons better for you? Afternoons are. Okay, great. Let me see what I can do. I'm going to do Monday at 2 o'clock. Will that work for you? Yes. Are you sure? Are you sure that that's going to work for you? Yes, I am. Okay, great. Now, we have limited number of seats for attendees. Are you sure that you can make it? Because if I reserve it for you and you miss it, then someone could have been there, but you took their spot, and you wouldn't want that to happen to you, right? Correct? Okay, very important. There's the tie-down script. There's the value-building script right there in front of you. Take it, enjoy it, run with it, live, make lots of money. Help it build your business. So now, you've ended the call that way. And now on the second step, this is very important. On the second step, very important. Okay? If it's a phone appointment to a webinar, if it's a phone appointment for a one-to-one, you need to be prepared. You need to understand the process. You need to know exactly what you're going to do. If it's in the meeting, it'll be different. But you need to have somebody at the meeting that knows this guy's coming if you're not going to be there. But you should be there. So you can greet them, shake their hand, sit them down, rap with them a little bit, control the process. You want to control the process. But since it's in the webinar format and it goes really out to everyone on the internet and everyone on our team nationwide, I'm going to use this as though we're booking to a webinar. Okay, and this is critical. What you're going to do is now you're going to call them at the time that you set. You're not going to call them 5 minutes late. You're not going to call them 5 minutes early. You're going to call them at the time that you set. Why? Because that gives you instant credibility. It shows them you're professional. It shows them you call them on time. It shows them that you mean business and you want to help them earn $3,000 a week. Okay? So you call them and then you keep them on the phone. And then you tell them, okay, pull up the webinar, energycareerinfo.com, pull them up. Okay, and you keep them on the phone. They're pulling it up on their side. In fact, you'll hear the webinar through the phone. Okay, then you watch the webinar together. After the webinar, you talk about it. Yo, what up? What do you think? Dude, that's hot, huh? That's crazy. Can you believe that that is real? I mean, I'm so excited. I tell you what, my favorite part is this. I love this. What did you like most about it? What was your favorite part? How many of you watching this, listening to this, have been so frustrated because at the end of a meeting somebody gets up and walks out? Well, it's your fault. That's your meeting. Or somebody goes to a webinar and never calls you back. Or like many other direct selling companies, they say, just send them to the video. Just send them to the video. So then your brother goes to the video and never answers his phone after that. Well, that's your fault. Get them on the phone. Walk them through it. Talk to them about it afterwards. Control the process. Be prepared. Understand how to make this work. Do not fail. This system works without a doubt. It's absolutely incredible. Okay? Now, you've been to the webinar. You've been to the meeting. You've been to, you're at the end of the phone call. Okay? Now what do? Well, you have to ask them to join. 90% of the people fail in MLM because at the end of it, they're like, okay, great, well, what'd you think? Okay, great. Well, let me know, if you want to do something or, whatever, you want to talk again or, just give me a buzz. Right? No. Okay? You need to do the following 4 things before you can expect someone to join. Number 1, you have to learn how and know how to sign someone up. Whatever that process is. You have to learn it. You have to know it cold. You have to understand it. You have to do it 50 times. Do it 5 times. Do it 10 times. I don't care. Practice. You're choosing this as a profession. Okay? Number 2, if you're at a meeting, have the application with you. Have the application with you so at the end of it you can just be like, hey, what's your business address? Fill it out. It's easy. If you're on a webinar, know where to take them afterwards. Say, go to my website, this, click in the top right, log in now, get started. Or you pull it up. Better you just pull it. You pull up your back office, and you say, great, and you start filling it out for them. Okay, but if you don't know how to sign somebody, if you haven't learned how to sign somebody, you're not going to have confidence. You're not going to have conviction. You're not going to know what to do. So if you really want to grow your income and you really want to put 5 people in a week, you have to know that. Because you can run 20 people through this system, but if you don't ask them to join and you don't know how to sign them up, you're never going to be able to. Know your FAQs. Know your frequently asked questions. You know they're going to ask you, how much was that? What about this compensation? What's the product? Is there a cancellation fee? They're going to ask, so find out. It's only 5 or 6 questions that everybody asks. Find out the answers. Okay? Last part here, and I'll do a whole different training on the FAQs and signing someone up and objections. But right now, what I want to just share with you is how, literally, what are the words you say to ask someone to join. Okay, and I got a bunch of them right here for you on the screen. Okay, number one technique, my personal favorite, is assuming the sale. Hey, all right, what's your home address? You're great. All right, John, you in? Great. What's your home address? And you just start filling it out. And that's going to do a couple things for you. It's going to put the pressure on them where they're going to think, oh my God, am I really going to do this? And it's also going to provide the comfort because you made it seem so easy and so casual. All right, great. What's your business address? No big deal. What's your home address? Okay, and you're just moving forward. It's just what you're doing. It's what happens naturally. You see a way where you can make $3,000. You listen to the voicemail where you can make $3,000. You get a phone call where a guy explains to you how you can make $3,000. You go to a meeting where the guy shows you and has testimonials about the people making $3,000 a week. So now at the end, you join so that you can make $3,000 a week. It's easy. It's what's supposed to happen, right? If it wasn't, they wouldn't come. Okay. So number two is you need to another technique called the invitation, inviting them to. Oh, let's just get you started. Let's just get you started. I'll grab the app. Let's just get you started. I'll grab the app. Hold on. Let's just get you started. I'll pull up the website right now. Okay? Invitation. Let's just get you started. Okay? Recently, I had to use this one because the guy kept talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And finally, I just said, excuse me, sir, would you like to get started now? A direct yes or no question. Because if I were to ask him, something else, well, what's your home address? He might have told me what his home address was for 15 minutes. But I just said, look, would you like to get started now? Very critical. Now, here's a bunch of ways to ask him. Some of my favorites, no pressure, easy. Easy, easy. We used to call it close like a kitten. Because what's the deal on a kitten? Kitten is so lovable, you can never get rid of them. I personally, I don't like cats, and I'm allergic to cats. But they're so cute, and they're on the couch, and they run up, and they get on your, and you're like, you set them down, and then they come up on your other shoulder, and you set them down, and then they call up on your lap, and before you know, you're sitting here like this, so you're like, they're just so cute, right? So that's how I ask people to buy. Why don't you just try it? Why don't you try it? Hey, you know what? Let's just give this a shot, huh? Okay, that's great because you're making it us. It's a decision we're making together. You're not in this alone. Let's just give it a shot. Okay? Another great way is, do you want to make a little money or a lot? Most people say, dude, I want to make a lot. And you say, great, what's your home address? Okay? Very, very, very easy. And if it gets really tough, if they're really objecting and there's da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da, understand that the average order happens after you ask someone to join 5 times. And I'm saying you have to harass them. I'm saying, dude, hey, what's your business address? And they're like, well, I got a question about this. And you go, okay, all right, well, let's just get you started. They're like, oh, hey, you know what? Why don't you just try it? And they're like, oh, no. And you go, all right, well, listen, I can't remember. I mean, did you want to make a little money or did you need to make a lot of money? Oh, dude, Scott, I got to make a lot of money. But I really can't right now. Well, then it comes to the last, final script that I'll give you on how to ask someone to join this particular opportunity. Okay? And that's something like, you're like, kind of beat a little bit. You're like, and then you get like a burst of energy. Second one, you're like, you know what? Hey, John, come on, John. Let's just put you in the system right now. Aside from a little lunch money, what's there to lose? Bum, 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 and you turn around and you just start assuming the sale. Oh, it's my favorite. It's favorite because friends do that to each other all the time. Friends push that social pressure on each other all the time. Family members do it. Business people do it. Everybody. Oh, come on. Let's just put you in the system right now. Aside from a little lunch money, what's there to lose? Aside from a little lunch money, what's there to lose? Oh, come on. Let's just put you in the system right now. Aside from a little lunch money, what's there to lose? Come on. Yeah, unbelievable. That's it. It's a fantastic way. So, what we've talked about are the actual words to use, the actual scripts. We've talked about the importance of being prepared. We've talked about the importance of knowing your message, how to choose your media, how to track your media, and how to ask people to join your business. So I hope that you've benefited from this system. I'll be launching a new training website called fasttrackwithsk.com, ASAP. And we'll be doing an unbelievable amount of value-added training just to help you succeed. And I'll soon post this up on the webinar, on the web, so that it is accessible outside of the webinar format. I appreciate your time. Make sure you download the scripts. Make sure you download the audio file. And if you have any questions, shoot me an email or give me a buzz. 858-583-0455. Thanks. Fast Track with SK, Provident Power Group. Appreciate your time once again. And get it, go big, make it happen. May the force be with you. Rock on with your bad self. See ya. Late.